Welcome to the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools' 8th annual Enhancing Excellence Luncheon and our first ever live online event. Thank you for joining us today to learn more about the public schools, staff, and students. My name is Amy Unmock, and I'm the Executive Director for the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools. Today, we are happy to celebrate wonderful projects and programs and share the awareness with the community how the district is impacted by the funding from the foundation. I am happy and delighted to turn over to Gary Dolphin, who is going to be our MC today and has supported the foundation in so many ways. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Amy, and hi, everybody. Great to be here. This is not the Cubs or the Sox or the Brewers or the Twins pregame show. That'll be coming up later. We're not here to debate anything, but I will tell you we're hands-on. You see these beautiful ceramic palms here? I want to thank teacher Amanda Caganelli, hope I got that right, Amanda, and her kids' arts classes down at Prescott School. These would have been the centerpieces on our annual luncheon table, but because of the COVID, we're doing the right thing. We're all socially distancing today, and we're going to ask for your support a little bit later on. Most of you, I'm sure in the audience are familiar with what our mission is here this morning or this afternoon. The annual FDPS, the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools annual luncheon, is the only fundraiser held by the foundation, and the pandemic has definitely altered that and other events, but not the cause. The cause and the public schools need our support now more than ever before. Congratulations to the FDPS board and volunteers and staff on pivoting and still providing an event that will impact so many. We've got beautiful decorations here. The leaves are turning. They're blowing today, but the leaves are turning and the colors are remarkable in what I like to call the best part of God's country. Now, during the next half an hour, you'll hear from the following distinguished individuals, including Josh Whiteham. Josh is the FDPS board president. Distinguished Hometown Alumni Award recipient Susan Farber will be here shortly and will be recognized. She will share some of her thoughts on how the Dubuque Community School District has impacted her life. I've known the Farber family for many, many years, great community supporters, and Susan and I are both from the class of '69, so we're definitely connected. Stan Reingans, of course, our Dubuque Community Schools FDPS Superintendent of Schools, will share his insight on the impact that the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools has on the Dubuque Community School District. My personal favorite, certainly one of my favorites among many, is the FDPS highlight video that we'll share with you a little bit later on. And Amy Unmock will highlight the needs of the public schools and ways we can come together to help. And that's what we want to do this afternoon. First up, out of the gate, out of the dugout, is Josh Whiteham. He's serving his third term as the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools president. And Josh is excited to pass the baton to Zach Hodge in 2021. Josh?
To say that 2020 has been an unexpectedly challenging year would be a gross understatement. As the world, our country, our state, and local officials have dealt with the global COVID-19 pandemic, the boiling over of racial tensions and deep-seated discrimination, natural disasters, technology shortages, and everything in between, we thank our school district leaders for taking the time to plan, change plans, and change plans again to get our students back in the classroom, either virtually and in person. Although this school year will be anything but ordinary, we know that our students are getting a great education from dedicated staff who literally choose to put themselves on the front lines every day. They are essential in every sense of the word. I want to say a big thank you to Gary for the introduction and for being here once again to MC our event. Besides being the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary is always abundantly generous with his time and talents for so many nonprofits around our community, and we thank him for that generosity and his continued commitment. I think I speak for all Iowa fans and all of us in Iowa when I say we look forward to hearing Dolph and Podolak back in the booth shortly, calling football games for us on the radio. My name is Josh Whiteham, and I am the president of the foundation. I'm a proud product of the Dubuque Community School District, attending Audubon, Jefferson, and Dubuque Senior, graduating in 1997, and I have enjoyed giving back to the district through my work with the foundation for the past many years. I am finishing my 3.5-year run as president of this organization in December, and I'm turning the reins over to Zach Hodge, who I'm sure will do an amazing job as our next president of the foundation. The foundation mission is simple. It is to support student achievement by promoting investment in the Dubuque Public Schools. Our goal is to provide resources to the district, to staff, to students, all for needs that cannot be met or goals that cannot be accomplished within the current budget, which is now strained even more by the effects of the pandemic. We strive to give students opportunities they would not otherwise have, to discover their passions, and to inspire them to try and succeed at new learning experiences, whether it be through after-school programming, assisting students to pay for AP exams, sending students on field trips to obtain the hands-on learning that is so important today, providing instruments to students, providing support to drama and art programs, teaching yoga techniques to students and teachers, supporting a robotics team, helping ALC students build a tiny house, and most recently ensuring that our students can stay connected to learning opportunities in the middle of a global pandemic. Thank you for all of you for joining us today virtually, to our sponsors who will be listed at the end of the program, and especially to our supporters and donors who have continued to contribute to the foundation through all of this. Thank you so much. Over the past several years, the foundation has consistently increased our ability to connect with donors, grant makers, and sponsors, and to grow resources for the school district. Our success would not be possible without our board, staff, and volunteers. A special thank you to our board members, Zach Hodge, our vice president, Merle Sancher, our secretary and treasurer, Kevin Epperly, our immediate past president, Doug Horseman, Tammy Deere, Ulrike Schultz, Matt Langenberg, Tim Perkins, Nan Welch, Lauren Shashinsky, Katie Stork, and Dawn McCoy. Also, a huge thank you to our amazing executive director, Amy, who you've heard from already and will hear from again later. None of this would be possible without her efforts. I also want to acknowledge our Superintendent Stan Reingans, who is just the latest in a long line of strong leaders at the helm of the Dubuque Community School District. We also acknowledge our dedicated school board members who give selflessly and give countless hours of their time to make our school district strong in service of our students. My job as president of the foundation was made enjoyable and, dare I say, easy because of the hard work and seemingly endless talents of so many people around me. Next, I want to present our award for our distinguished hometown alumni to Susan Farber. The Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools Distinguished Hometown Alumni Award is given to a Dubuque senior, Hempstead, or Alternative Learning Center alumni who have benefited from Dubuque's public education and have used their time, treasure, and talents to improve the community. This year's recipient is Susan Farber, Dubuque senior class of 1969. Born and raised in Dubuque, Susan attended Bryan Elementary, Washington Junior High, Dubuque Senior High School after that. Susan strongly believes that education is one of the primary drivers to one's successful path in life. Her Dubuque public educational experience has had a lasting impression and helped propel her academic successes at Georgetown, George Washington, and the Harvard Business School. In 2003, Susan returned to Dubuque and immediately became involved within the community, both as an entrepreneur and a volunteer. In 2015, Susan and her husband, Bernie, created Magoo's Pizza, to which they have added 2 food trucks. This local eatery employs a crew of university and high school students who have nicknamed the working environment at Magoo's as Entrepreneurship 101, where they gain hands-on experience in running a small business. Most enjoyably, Magoo supports Dine Out for public schools. Susan has been volunteering her time, energy, and expertise to several philanthropic organizations for over 30 years, from the USO in Paris to the University of Dubuque, from the Dubuque Museum of Art to Unity Point Finley Hospital, and from Heritage Works to Dubuque Initiatives, all have enjoyed her time and talents over the last many years. She has also spent a decade as a director of American Trust and Savings Bank. Susan has also demonstrated her support for the students within the Dubuque Community School District through her sponsorship of 2x2's Fighting Saints hockey fundraisers, the Dubuque Youth Symphony, as well as UD's Heritage Center's school bus program. Susan and Bernie are the proud parents of Mr. Magoo, the restaurant's namesake, and spend their leisure time hosting social gatherings when the COVID-19 pandemic isn't going on, playing tennis, and traveling. Please help me congratulate our 2020 Distinguished Hometown Alumni Award recipient, Susan Farber. In a normal year, I would present the award to Susan, but for safety reasons, I will leave the award here, and Susan can pick it up after the event. Congratulations, Susan, on this honor.
Thank you so very much for this very special recognition. I'm honored to have been selected as the 6th recipient of this award. I'd like to express my appreciation to Josh and the Board of Directors of the Foundation for the Dubuque Public Schools, along with a special note of thanks to Debbie Butler, Jean Kwan, and Kristen Woodward-Vossen, who nominated me for this recognition. And a big shout out to the class of '69, who graced the halls of senior as its largest ever graduating class, and with whom several of us recently celebrated our fond memories during our 50th reunion. Most importantly, a large RAM thank you to the teachers and administrators from senior who at that time did it right and created a great educational campus for us all. I am proud to remark that I am among the second out of 4 generations of Farbers to attend the Dubuque Public Schools, with my father, Frank, being the first to graduate from senior in 1933. Since then, there have been over 40 family members who attended or who are currently attending the Dubuque Public Schools. As you can appreciate, the Dubuque Public School system has had and will continue to have a significant impact upon the Farber clan. While working in the high-tech industry, both throughout the United States and in Europe, I never forgot my Dubuque roots and my Midwest upbringing. I fervently believe that my public education was one of the primary drivers to building my personal confidence and my successful path in life. My active involvement in Dubuque Seniors academics, athletics, and student government laid a very strong foundation and provided a natural springboard for my professional and personal achievements. This motivation started at senior as a trailblazer, being a member of the first girls' tennis team, being among the first female student council presidents, and winning the first female Athlete of the Year award, presented by none other than Jessie Owens. This trailblazing, can-do confidence and leadership style remained with me throughout my corporate career, my volunteer work, and continues today, best exemplified here in Dubuque, where with my dear husband Bernie, we have become successful entrepreneurs and mentors. I would like to share with you some select annotated stanzas from a poem written by Jean Kyler McManus, published in our class of 1969 Echo. Even though this was published 5 decades ago, I find it relevant given our current unprecedented times. Nobody knows where the journey starts or what he or she will find along the way, a storm-tossed sea, a thicket of thorns, or a quiet, peaceful bay. Nobody knows when the journey starts, if he or she will travel alone or in the company of cherished friends that one can still call his or own. There is no map for the journey to guide our footsteps along, only our educators, our faith in ourselves, and our courage to keep us strong. For youth, education is the time of hope and dreams when life's journey is only begun, till the hills and the valleys are safely crossed and the challenging summit is finally won. As we all know, our challenging summit is this pandemic, which has drastically altered the way our public school systems operate, how students learn, and how families cope with this new normal. However, the foundation of the Dubuque Public Schools, its teachers, and administrators are successfully navigating this uncharted territory. Hats off. I extend my sincere appreciation to each and every one of you for your dedication and hard work. And in closing, I wish everyone safe passage on this special journey, and it is with heartfelt thanks I am grateful for receiving this honor.
Well said, Susan Farber. I've always found over the years, 8 years now of this incredible get-together at noontime, that the real hallmark of our agenda is the recipient or the awarding of the Distinguished Alumni Honor, and we couldn't have picked a better, or the committee couldn't have picked a better recipient than Susan Farber. Farber family, well-known in our community, lifelong members of this community, and Susan, her outstanding career continues on. So as a fellow member of the class of 69, do you remember what our slogan was? Everything's fine in 69, or it was. We had our bumps in the road in 1969 as we are in 2020. But the point is, we'll get through this pandemic and all the other issues we face this year and move on to better times. Like right now, let's welcome to the podium the superintendent of the Dubuque Community School District, Stan Reingans. Stan?
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate your always willingness to participate and support Dubuque Public Schools. And congratulations, Susan. What a fantastic exemplar you are for our current students about what is possible for any of our students with the Dubuque Public School education and eyes wide open to what the future might bring. You know, for all of us, the world changed dramatically since the last time we met to have this luncheon. And starting in March 13th of 2020, the global pandemic has impacted all of us in schools very specifically. Things like PPE, personal protective equipment. Before that, I thought they were talking about football helmets, wrestling headgear, batting helmets for the softball team. Who knew it meant face coverings, hand sanitizers, misting machines for our custodians. All of those things, of course, have impacted our budget and our ability to provide for our students. In addition to that, we created essentially a second school district. We purchased the needed technology, did the professional development needed by our staff to provide a fully online education for our students and families who needed that option. In fact, you might not know that if you took our fully online school and made that a separate school district, it would be the 34th largest school district in the state of Iowa. So in essence, we created a second school district in a matter of just a couple of months. Many things have changed with the way students attend school. They wear face masks, they come every other day, but I want you to know that our students are still receiving a world-class education. We have dedicated teachers, administrators, custodians, food service workers, bus drivers, making sure that your sons and daughters are safe and attaining the academic achievement levels that are needed for them to be successful as they move forward with their lives. One thing hasn't changed. Our students still need a wide range of educational opportunities and unique learning experiences that allow them to explore and develop their talents, develop new interests, and have the opportunity to have experiences that will directly and indirectly shape the trajectory of their lives. As you know, the funding for public education doesn't allow for us to provide all of those experiences that we would like in the best of times. But in a year in which our budget is stressed for funding things that I mentioned earlier around PPE and all the safety measures we have in place, it's crucial that we have the support of everyone on this conference call or on this Zoom today through their support of the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools. They allow our students to have experiences that they otherwise wouldn't have because it's quite simply the public education budget can't afford that. So my mission here today is simple. It's to say thank you. Thank you for what you have done, what you will do in the future to support our foundation, and to those folks in the foundation's leadership for everything you have done very specifically to make sure our students have access to everything they need to ensure that they have a bright and successful future. So thank you for what you do. Your dollars enrich, your dollars change lives, change mindsets, and really open up to our students what's possible for each and every one of them. So thank you for what you do. We could not do what we do without you.
Well said, Stan. In these disruptive, trying times, it's great to have a leader like Stan Reingans, our Dubuque Community School District Superintendent. Well, it's time for today's feature film. I want to remind you folks watching in that the video you're about to watch was produced pre-COVID is what I was trying to say there. So the individuals are not wearing masks or social distancing because of the point in time when this video was created, when everything was fine before COVID. Now, since 1991, the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools has been making an impact on our students behind the scenes. In addition to the dollars raised annually at this luncheon turned into a video extravaganza today, from individuals throughout the year, the foundation has many collaborators in the community. The list is long, and many of their supporters are joining us today from many different locations. The following video will showcase the impact of just a few of the FDPS's recent projects. Thanks very much to Mike Size, Michael Lawrence, and Ry Resnick of the Dubuque Community School District for producing this video. Enjoy.
Many supporting hands ensure our children's education is exceptional. And when state funding comes up short, the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools is there to bolster the efforts of the Dubuque Community School District.
The foundation provides that extra support that we need to do projects and engage our students in things that they wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to do if we just relied on public funding.
Thanks to the contributions like the Judy Chanley Tribute to Teachers Endowment, the Foundation's impact will be long-lasting. This endowment gives teachers the opportunity to apply each year for grants to pay for extra resources or enrichment activities in the classroom or their school.
It's no A on here.
One Tribute to Teacher grant allowed Jefferson Middle School to purchase breakout boxes, which are containers secured with different types of locks. Students put their heads together to find the correct combinations based on their classroom lessons.
It just makes my heart warm. I mean, really, it's one of those things that the students are working so well together. They're learning, they're mastering what they need to learn, and it's so engaging. It's fun to do.
Matching donor passions with students' educational experiences is the backbone behind the Foundation's mission. John and Carrie Morgridge founded the Student Support Foundation to inspire students across the country to be philanthropists. With help from the Foundation, SSF chapters are set up at Hempstead and senior high schools. Each school will receive about $4,000 annually, empowering students to make decisions on how to best allocate the funds to serve the needs of our community while meeting a SSF fundraising goal.
It's a great opportunity for those kids to see philanthropy in action, and the Mortgage Family Foundation is willing to support that effort. So we're happy to be part of that family with them and to further their efforts to support philanthropy and to grow philanthropy in young people.
Developing citizens of character is what our schools shape our students to be. To cultivate this idea further, the McDonough Foundation provided district first grade students a unique experience based on the message of the children's book, How Full Is Your Bucket? In the classroom, students learned the importance of being bucket fillers by participating in good acts towards each other. Then they got to see this idea be played out on the stage at the University of Dubuque's Heritage Center. When the students returned to school, they received their very own book with the same encouraging message.
I know when we came back, a lot of kids unprompted would make comments about like, well, you're filling my bucket when you do this. I think for them, it helps them verbalize how they're feeling to their classmates and to teachers and other adults too.
Having limited access to necessities such as food, hygiene products, and clothes is an unfortunate reality some students face and can be an obstacle towards their education. In partnership with the Foundation, Cottingham and Butler started the Barrier Project with the intention to minimize those hurdles. After talking with schools, Cottingham and Butler collected and donated 1,500 items to be distributed to middle and high school students.
When we think about that, $15 isn't a whole lot, or it doesn't seem like a lot, but in conversation with these counselors, they said it might as well be $1 million. because these families are choosing between buying a bus pass or buying a box of feminine products over food for that month.
Donors support the foundation in a variety of ways. For some, it can be sharing knowledge and talents in the classroom, like IBM employees discussing nanotechnology to elementary students, while promoting exploration in STEM topics. For other donors, it's about preserving students' experiences in extracurricular activities. The Whiteham Family Washington Visual Performing Arts Fund provides the school's theater program spending flexibility. So if the theater program would like to purchase different costumes, new set pieces, or new tools, they would have the opportunity to do so.
There are things that happen outside of the classroom that aren't able to be tested. And that's working together with other kids to put together a production. The first thing to go, typically, when school districts need to cut budgets, is those things outside of the classroom.
Going from the stage to band rooms, the Fall Kendall Hunt Instrumental Music Fund continues to assist district instrumental music programs by pledging a 5-year, $100,000 gift. This fund helps put instruments in the hands of students by making sure bands and orchestras are stocked with the instruments that they need. The success of the foundation is dependent on the generosity of these and many unnamed donors. Each year, and even more now during the COVID-19 pandemic, the support of the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools continues to sustain and enhance the district's impact on our students and community. Thank you to the many donors who make this impact possible.
Thank you. What a great video highlighting some of the 2019 FTPS projects in our schools. 2019 looks a lot different than our current classrooms. It's been 6 months since our annual luncheon was scheduled. Hard to believe that March 31st, 2020 was 6 months ago. The FTPS works closely with the Dubuque Community School District, and all of our funding goes back to support our mission and projects and programs within the district. There are lots of things that are not covered by our school budget, and right now we need your help more than ever. When COVID hit back in March, the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque and the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools stepped up and helped out with grants, and our donors came forward and worked quickly to provide funding needed for some of these projects. Funding for mobile hotspots so our families could have internet access. Essential items and bags of groceries that went to our homeless families identified by the school district. Lots and lots of literacy books, outside activity, and STEM kits were granted by our donors, and we were handed those out at our meal sites. I was a part of that and loved seeing the smiling faces of the students as we were able to give them something to take them back to some normalcy. As we prepared to return to the classroom, the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools reached out to the Disaster Recovery Fund, and we received funding for 6,400 thermometers to help our families be proactive in making sure their families are healthy. With additional time spent outside at our elementary schools, we had essential need for spray sunscreen. We purchased over 560 bottles and gave those out to the 13 elementary schools. Currently, we are working with our secondary schools and providing essential items for students that don't have those basic needs, the things that we take for granted. We are opening up open closets, hopefully in all 6 of our secondary schools, that will provide students a discreet and direct access to items such as food, clothing, hygiene, things that we don't even take a second thought about on a daily basis. The goal is to reduce the absenteeism and help students get back into school and focus on what is important. Without your donor support, many of these items would not be possible, and we need your gift more today than ever. Our annual luncheon is our only fundraiser, and not being able to meet in person has made it a little more difficult to have some funding that is needed. And our 2021 luncheon is now being pushed back until next fall. So we would like you to take a moment now and consider giving us a gift. There's a donate button on our website, and it can also be found on this page that the district has provided. You could also send it to the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools, attention Amy Unmock, and our address is 700 Locust Street, Suite 195, Dubuque, Iowa 52001. If you would like to make a larger donation and support a specific project or program, be sure to give me a call, or you can send me an email. Your investment in the public schools has a huge impact on our staff and students and allows us to bring smiles to so many in a time when they need it. One of my goals when I started this position 2 years ago was to raise awareness of what the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools. So we would appreciate you sharing our thoughts and our stories and our mission by sharing out this site to others so they can learn more about what we do. And lastly, I would like to thank all of you. I love my job. You can ask my family. I talk about the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools all the time. And without you, this would not be possible. And I look forward to that next project and program that comes my way. Back to you, Gary, with some closing thoughts.
Thank you, Amy. Great job as always. We sense and feel your passion for this cause that is the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools. We feel it, and of course, we're on board with it. My wife and I, our son Neil, prepped at Hempstead High School, graduated from the University of Dubuque. He's got a wonderful job now, and he and his wife have given us two incredibly beautiful granddaughters, 9 and 7, who are enjoying their education right now in the Dubuque Community School District. We've got a 2-year-old middle linebacker who will be in kindergarten in a few years. And he'll be a little tamer by then. But we believe strongly in the mission of the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools and the Dubuque Community School District. You know, all kids really deserve a chance at a quality education, regardless of economic background. It shouldn't matter. And it doesn't in the Dubuque Community School District. We're such a caring district, from academics to athletics to drama and music and a healthy hot meal every day. We care about our kids. As I used to say, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Those are great stepping stones to success in life, and the Dubuque Public School system gets it. They give all students a chance to motivate themselves to succeed. And as Amy has mentioned several times today, we can't succeed without you. I like to refer to them as our All-American sponsors. At the top of the heap is the Salutatorian Group, and let me read off the same people that we usually read off, regardless of the project in our community. They're so supportive. Alliant Credit Union, Cottingham and Butler, Kendall Hunt Publishing, the McCoy Group, and Premier Bank. Then we move to the honors level, where we find the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque, Conlin Construction, Crescent Electric Supply Company, Dubuque Bank and Trust, Farber Bag, FEH Design Incorporated, the Friedman Group Incorporated, the law firm of Firsty, Carew, Juergens, and Sudmeyer, Green State Credit Union, Hodge Company, Doug and Karen Horseman, IIWPC, Medical Associates, Midwest One, Molo Plumbing and Heating, LLC, O'Connor and Thomas Law Firm, Wendy's, and the Metrics Company. Other donations today provided and throughout the year provided by Dupaco Community Credit Union, the Firsty Eye Clinic, Straka Johnson Architects, PC. There are several other ways that you can support the Foundation for Dubuque Public Schools. Please plan to dine out, take out for public schools at one of the participating restaurants on October 15th, which will help raise money for the projects and the programs that we're touting today. Thank you to all the participating restaurants, and be sure to let them know you are dining out, taking out for the Dubuque Public Schools. And I'll read through the list. A&W, Applebee's, Caroline's, the Dairy Queen on East 16th Street, Falbo Brothers Pizza, Fat Tuesdays, Fazoli's, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, Junction 21 out there in Centralia. Knockout Melts at 3412 Pennsylvania. Magoo's Pizza, Old Chicago. The Pita Pit. Subways on both John F. Kennedy Road and Dodge Street. River Rock Kitchen and Tap. Texas Roadhouse and the Town Clock Inn. Another way to help is to use Amazon Smile. It's all one word, Amazon Smile, and choose FDPS as the nonprofit organization when ordering items from Amazon. Amazon will donate a percentage of the profits back to FDPS, which supports our programs and our cause in the Dubuque schools. What an easy way to give back. If you did not have time to catch the entire program today, we are being taped as we wrap things up. You can share this video with others. The event will be available on this site, which is the FDPS website and FDPS Facebook page. Remember, every penny, every gift matters immensely, and your investment is part of a huge impact that we can make on our public schools. So that concludes today's program. Enjoy the beautiful fall. Thanks for joining us.